Well, finally an update for the channel. Got some bits in the van, so let's take a look at them. If you haven't seen the previous video, this is a Fireblade rebuild. So I've got a couple of boxes in the back of the van. This is the important one. Fragile. It's not full of glass. But we've got a frame in there. 2024 frame, yokes. There's all sorts of other bits, so let's get them out and see what we've got. Now I'm obviously aware that I don't have the world's biggest garage. It is actually quite tidy. I mean, yeah, I've done the best I can do with the space, but anyway, let's find out what's in this box. So first we've got new clamps. There's bearings in here as well somewhere, so these are definitely looking a lot better than the previous clamps. I'm on there. A new screen. Don't really need that now. Get out anyway. Some lock stops and some new dash cases. So if you remember my dash, two of the mounts had broken off the back and I was just going to repair them and the screen was slightly scratched. No need, we've got new cases here. New Bonamici Racing dash protector. Right hand throttle grip, so it's got the switches in as well as the throttle. Two sets of clip-on tubes, Spider. Brembo reservoir pot. New clamp bearings, new foot pegs, new reservoir bracket in there as well. So let's get the big part out. A new frame with absolutely zero cracks or holes or dents or scratches. Front brake adjuster kit, again Spider. New front brake lever, Spider. Another Honda box. Left hand switch gear. Is there anything else? I have no idea. No, it would appear that is it. Now, in this other box, in the back of the van, we've got another set of fairings. Got another screen here as well, so we'll just we'll leave them in there because we're not going to be needing these for some time. Well, this is a part of the vlog or video which I never thought that I would have to do. So, as you know, I sent my forks to Mick at MS Race Development. Top bloke, and normally all of my bikes go straight to him. I say a bike's just the forks and shock, and he, you know, checks them, valves them, rebuilds them, puts new seals in, new oil, new gas, you know, whatever. Does a really good job, never had any kind of problems. However, when he's took these forks apart, which he didn't build, he has found some problems with them. So I'll just go back and say that throughout the entire time, and I say entire time, the couple of rounds that I've done on the Honda, the front end has always felt slightly vague. I did kind of have some, not problems, but things with the front end that I thought would be fixed by putting a new tyre in, which hasn't really fixed it. It just feels a little bit like it's on a knife edge, and I'm at the limit of the front tyre. Now obviously I'm not, because people go much faster than what I'm doing. I did have quite a few moments on the front tyre, and there has been some strange behaviour and noises from the front end, which you can sort of see here in this video which I took before the crash, so I'll put that in now. So no preload on, the wheel pull down. So I mean, chances are you probably haven't seen front suspension that makes that kind of noise. And the reason for this noise is that upon inspection, both fork legs have been found with no oil in. So this is the outer tube, and also the cartridge had a very small amount of oil in, but it had turned to foam, which means that the cartridges have either leaked internally, or they've got some kind of problem, or the oil wasn't in there to start with. Now, if they'd leaked, that oil should end up in the outer tube, which it didn't, and the outer tubes have never leaked either. So the reality is that this oil hasn't been in from day one. I'm not hating. Again, Mick didn't do this work, he's just found the problem. I'm also not going to drop in the people who did this work, because I don't want to cause a shitstorm, but this is just the reality of the information that's been presented to me. So it's a lot easier for me to get over it in my head, because, well, there's a very high chance that defect has always been there. So yeah, now you know, so let's get on with the build. Whilst I've got the bearings in the freezer, cooling down to try and make it easier to get them in the headstock, I thought I would set about repairing the dash. Now, the damage to the case wasn't too bad. The case was intact. The screen was lightly scratched, although you couldn't see it when it was powered on. Main problem being is that 2 of the 3 mounting tabs were broken off on the back. I did think I could probably 3D print some mounts and glue them on and whatnot, but since I got these cases for about £120, I just thought, may as well make sure I do the job properly. It was actually very easy to take the dash apart, probably 8 to 10 screws, and there was no sealant or anything like that, so the case is literally just clipped apart. It really was as simple as it looks. Here you can see me fitting the dashboard into the Bonamici dashboard protector. Now, although the dash cases did get slightly damaged, as in the screen was scratched and the mounting tabs were broken off the back, as I've already mentioned, the actual LCD and the chip and everything of the circuit board inside was absolutely fine. So I would definitely recommend getting one of these for your Fireblade, especially if you plan on throwing it down the road at 150 miles an hour, like somebody I know. Thank you to everyone so far that has donated to the Crowdfunder rebuild. So far I've raised just over £1,600, which is absolutely incredible. If anyone else would like to help ease the financial situation I found myself in, it'd be much appreciated. There should be a QR code on the screen or a link in the description. Thank you very much. As I already alluded to, I spent a great deal of time with putting the bearings in the freezer, making sure I'd got them as small as possible, heating the headstock frame up, and then I had a massive fail and wasn't able to actually get the bearing races in the headstock. As you will see in that last clip, I couldn't get the head bearing races in. I probably could have done, but I was a little bit worried I was going to destroy something. Given the money that I've paid for all these parts, I thought I would let my friendly local mechanic do it for me. Hartlepool Motorcycle Service Centre, I've had to knock him out of bed. He normally doesn't work on a Monday, but needs must, so I think he's got a BFH. I haven't got one, so hopefully he can get it in with that. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is what a proper workshop looks like. It might not be the tidiest, but what he lacks in tidiness, he makes up for in friendliness. Here you can see the official HMSC bearing driver kit along with the BFH. Now, as you can see, it's actually a really highly scientific process where you take a hammer, you smack a metal thing with it, which hits another metal thing, which goes in the frame, which is bounced on some old bed sheets and a bit of breeze block that we found outside. We then carried out this highly scientific method on the lower bearing race, and the time it takes Jeff, famous for his chicken strip notoriety, to complete a lap at his local circuit, we had both the bearing races in the frame. It was then just a case of greasing the lower bearing on this headstock and sliding it into the frame, then greasing the upper bearing, putting that down the stem into the top yoke or the top bearing, tightening down the lock nuts, and then loosely for now putting the top yoke on. Well, not for the first time, it turns out that someone's BFH is bigger than my BFH. Nonetheless, new frame, headstock, assembled, old frame, smashed to bits, not much use to me. Anyway, begs the question, new frame, new name? suggestions in the comments. I've had one reasonable suggestion so far. That was Hattie the Honda. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that. Bye.